G'day guys, welcome back to Doug Mo Knows. Now you've got your gun license and you're ready to buy your first rifle. I'm going to go over what my thoughts are on what you should be thinking about and ultimately where you should end up. So I've got just a few different cartridges out in front of us here. 12 gauge, 300 Win Mag, 3006, 308, 3030, 223, 22 Magnum and a 22 long rifle. So first thing you should be thinking about is your application. So what are you getting into shooting for? Is it just for fun and you want to do a bit of everything, or do you want to sort of specialize in hunting? If so, what do you want to be hunting? Do you want to specialize in pest control? If so, what type of pests? Or target shooting? Now, if you have, if you're familiar with guns and you've used them before, then this isn't necessarily for you. But this is more if you're getting into shooting for the very first time and you need to get yourself proficient with a firearm, with firearms in general, and then with the platform that you're going to be using. Now, basically everything from here up is going to be a terrible option for you. This is a bit different, so we're going to leave that to the side. If you're going to get into, if you want to be doing clay target shooting, then 12 gauge is obviously the way to go. That's a bird shot and get them in buckshot, slugs. That's probably a story for another day. Now, as far as rifles go, you've got rimfire or centerfire rifles. So that's just purely the type of primer, the firing mechanism that's in them. So a rimfire will have a flat base on it like that, and the firing pin will be shaped like a blade that hits somewhere around the rim and sets off like circular primer, whereas centerfire will have a primer pressed into the middle of the base, and a firing pin will be more of a pin shape and hit in the center. So centerfire cartridges are going to be bigger, generally speaking. Now, if you want to get into target shooting, hunting, pest control, and you've never used a gun before, what I would recommend is sort of decide on the platform and the action that you want to be using. So whether that's a pump action rifle, a bolt action, lever action, so basically that's going to limit you down the track with your caliber selection, your choices. If you want to hunt with a lever action, you hear this from other people, but if you're getting into target shooting, you're probably going to end up using a turn bolt style rifle. If you envisage you're going to be using like lever actions, you're going to be more like 30-30 type cartridge, other pistol caliber cartridges. You can get some of your bigger, older cartridges like 45-70, that sort of stuff. That's really fun to shoot and good in like scrub for pigs, that sort of thing. So if you're, so decide, if that's the sort of thing you're going to be doing, then you want to get proficient with the lever action. If you want to be doing target shooting or hunting pest control with the bolt action, you want to get yourself familiar with a bolt action, with working the action. Now, all that aside, once you've made that decision, this is the one you want to go for. A 22 long rifle, the least impressive looking one out of the bunch, but costs a couple of cents a shot to shoot. So while you're learning what you're doing, and also available in pretty much every style of gun that's ever been made, guys. So if you think you're going to be shooting lever actions down the track, you get a little 22 lever action for $400 and practice with that, get proficient with it. You've got no recoil, so you can practice your trigger pull, sighting, and get accurate with one of them first. Same with the bolt action. You can get the same type of rifle. Like if you really want to own tickers, get a 22 in a ticker. The bolt's going to feel the same. Then when you move up to your centerfire stuff, you're sort of familiar with with working that action, and it's just going to be, obviously a little bit more power, a little bit more recoil. So yeah, if you really, really, your ego can't handle starting with a 22 long rifle, I would suggest parking your ego. But if you must, then go a 223 Remington. So those are the smaller, they're about as small as you can get in a centerfire cartridge, but definitely one of the cheapest. So they're used all around the world by NATO countries, or in 5.56 NATO for like a military applications, and they're one of the most common in civilian use in a centerfire rifle. So that equates to them being sort of your cheapest round as far as factory ammo goes, for centerfire stuff, and lightest recoil. And they have they're pretty effective round, guys, for most of the stuff, especially in Australia. Most of the stuff you're going to be doing, and even target shooting out to certain ranges. They're a very capable round. Lots of different bullet weights you can get in them. Basically, yeah, if you must start with a centerfire, get a 223. Otherwise, park the ego, get a 22 long rifle, get a rifle in the action that you think you're going to be doing the most shooting with, and get proficient with that, and then move up from there. Because I'll give you the tip, there's no perfect caliber for everything. No matter how many you buy, if you're doing this properly, you're going to always want something more, something else, something more. You buy the biggest thing out there and the smallest thing out there, and you're going to want everything in between. So just run down on like cost though to shoot these. Why I wouldn't go and buy like a 30-06 or a 300 Win Mag for your first gun to get proficient with, apart from recoil, and that's the cost. So these are a couple of cents a shot. 22 Magnums, basically a 22 in a longer case with more powder, moving a little bit quicker. They're probably twice, 3 times the price per shot. A 223, depending on the ammo, you're looking like 50 cents to 80 cents a shot, $1 if it's very good ammo. 30-30 is actually like sort of not as common anymore, so they're a bit of an odd one out. But so say 308, you're looking like around $1 a shot, and 30-06 about $1.20, $1.30, and 300 Win Mag anywhere up, from $1.50 for cheaper stuff up to well over $2 a shot. So that's going to really eat into your wallet if you're trying to teach yourself how to shoot at $2 a trigger pull, and also recoil, everything, depending if you're a smaller frame or whatever, you'll be able to cope with the 223. Like there's guys, I don't think there's anyone that would struggle handling the recoil from a 223. Move up to a 308, like nearly everyone's going to handle that fine. And 30-30, to be honest, I've heard people say they kick a little bit, but 30-30, 308, like anyone's going to be able to handle that pretty comfortably. And 30-06, actually like pack a lot of punch, like in terminal performance, but recoil is actually still pretty good. You move up to your proper Magnum stuff, 300 Win Mag, and that's sort of one of the smaller of your Magnum cartridges. They do punch a bit. Like I like it. That was one of gun I bought sort of fairly early on. Because I like that feeling. I don't know, it's a bit of an ego thing. It's cool, like feels cool shooting like big guns, but you do feel it after a while, and not everyone enjoys getting booted in the shoulder on every shot. Any of this stuff from 308 up, really any of this stuff with correct shot placement, like if you're hunting, it's going to kill anything you're shooting at probably just as dead. Definitely from 308 up. Your 300 Win Mag, that is more sort of reaching out more. Not going to get into sort of too much more on that applications for different things. That's a bit more of a video for another day. But just for buying your first rifle, my strongest advice would be to, park your ego if that's a problem, and buy something in a 22. Help buy 2 or 3 of them if you want to buy pump action, lever action, bolt action, and 22. Play around with them. You can plink all day for like $50, and then even just decide what actions you want to buy going forward based on that. Just you need a 22 long rifle. Whether it's your first gun or whatever, you'll end up with one down the track. And everyone needs a 12 gauge shotgun, but like I said, that's probably a video for another day. So anyway, I hope that helped. Hope that helps someone make a good decision in purchasing their first rifle and getting into the sport. And get out, enjoy yourself, be safe. Obviously, follow all the safety rules, and look after one another. Until next time, we'll catch you. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.